I really don't know how to start this, but I'm just gonna just talk because my brain kind of moves kind of random, and the reason why I'm doing this is to kind of start controlling my own narrative to my story of my life and use this as a diary to not only help me to go back and look, but to help whoever it resonates with or they understand. I might sound like I'm rambling, but so much stuff that goes on in my mind and so many different energies that's around. But I know now is the time for me to basically be who I am, and so a lot more people will be comfortable and understand, and I could really help them. I always knew I was different and had a gift, but I didn't understand what I was or didn't know actually what was going on. I always knew I could feel other people's emotions and read their thoughts and see their greatest fears and their greatest potential. It was always uncomfortable because I could always tell how people felt about me or feel about me without them telling me. And it would be uncomfortable because they would act a different way, but inside I would feel and act the way that they felt towards me to myself. So if they didn't like me and thought I was, say I was ugly, then my whole life I've thought that I've been ugly, and I never really appreciated the physical outside image or person. I always saw the inside of people. So the prettiest girls was never the pretty girls. My daughter. But the prettiest girls was never the prettiest girls because they were always the most insecure ones. So I never looked at them as being the same way the world looked at them. So I never looked at myself the way the world I looked at myself the way the world looked at me and not the way that I looked at myself inside. So throughout time it's been tough, but now since I've understood and came to understand what I am and that I'm an empath and a mirror empath, it kind of helped me out. And when I was going through my dark night of the soul, they say, where I thought I was depressed, but I really was figuring out and facing all the inner demons and fears that I had from what people thought about me. But it was also helping me understand that it wasn't me or my feelings, that it was other people's feelings that was their thoughts about me that was making me feel this way. And that I was living my life for everybody else and not myself. So when everybody, I always attract narcissists, or what they would say is energy vampires, or people that just come around and they'll just push their negative feelings on me, but then I would give them back to them, and they would never like it. So basically, say there's an alpha, or somebody thinks they're an alpha, and you look at them as they're really confident and they're all loud and talk, I see them as weak because they need the crowd for them to help their ego. I always, I'm a Omega, so I always like being invisible. I always felt invisible because all my childhood trauma, abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, it made me question a lot. And I grew up not knowing my dad or never meeting my dad and never being able to get information about who I was. So it's always been a puzzle or a mystery I've had to unlock. And throughout this time, I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've hurt people, and people have hurt me. But now I understand it was all lessons to get to this point where I'm here for a purpose and to let my gifts help everybody else because it's time. And in this time right now, the world is in pain and suffering and people because the images and dark energy is all around. So they're facing fears that they've been scared to face. And right now for me, I'm at my strongest I've ever been in my life and my greatest because I've always had to face my fears and been alone and always been the outcast, or they would say the rebel. But I just always had my own mind and followed the voice that was inside instead of everybody else's opinion. And it's made me a loner, but it's made me stronger now than others that are around. And I feel so much suffering and pain from the energy and try to help people, but it's hard because people only believe what they see. So at this point, I know I'm told to show because I've been telling people stuff for since I was a child and nobody believed. So now it's time to show everybody so I can really help like I'm supposed to. And this is uncomfortable for me because I don't like attention or anything like this. So exposing myself is really uncomfortable. But I'm only doing it because I know that growth only comes with being uncomfortable. And I have to live in my light now. And it's just time. So I'm just doing this to basically talk out loud to myself. But if it helps you and you understand, then you can reach out, or I'm just gonna make videos every day for my own diary to go back and look, or for my two kids to go back and look also. So that's about it, and peace.